Welcome back to my channel. Today, we explore the ultra-rare 8 USA Washington quarter-dollar coin worth big money in today's market. Make you rich overnight. Let's get started. First up, we're going to explore the world of rare coin collecting. One coin from the mid-60s stands as a true hidden gem in the world of coin collecting. There are few coins that spark excitement and treasure hunting fever, like the 1965 Washington quarter. At first glance, it might look like ordinary pocket change. But don't be fooled, this is no regular quarter. A rare and valuable era version of the 1965 quarter can turn an average day into a fortune-changing event. What makes this coin so electrifying is that 1965 was the first year the U.S. Mint stopped using 90% silver for quarters, switching to a clad composition. But during this chaotic transition, a handful of 1965 quarters were accidentally struck on 90% silver planchets, making them worth thousands of dollars today. Imagine finding a quarter in your old coin jar, only to realize it weighs slightly more than the others. That tiny detail could mean the difference between 25 cents and over $7,000 at auction. Yes, some 1965 silver quarters have fetched incredible prices because they defy the standard, struck using leftover silver blanks from the 1964 production. Collectors go wild for these coins because they represent a mistake that shouldn't exist, a ghost from the silver era hiding in plain sight. These accidental silver-struck quarters weigh around 6.25 grams, compared to the standard 5.67 grams of clad coins. That minuscule weight difference is the golden clue to untold value. But it doesn't stop there. Some of these quarters have fetched prices that defy logic simply because of their condition. A 1965 Washington quarter graded MS 67 Plus by Peace GS sold for nearly $12,500, making it one of the most valuable non-error modern quarters in existence. Why? Because it was in virtually flawless condition, and coins from this era were not well preserved, making mint state examples exceptionally rare. So not only do errors make these coins valuable, but sheer perfection in strike and luster can also rocket a simple quarter into the stratosphere of numismatic worth. Die varieties and striking errors from 1965 also add another layer of excitement. There are examples with double die obverse, off-center strikes, and other mint mistakes that elevate their value significantly. Combine that with the historical importance of 1965, the beginning of the clad era, and you have a coin that tells a powerful story. Every blemish, every misstep in minting becomes a jackpot for collectors who know what they're looking for. This is a quarter that went through chaos and confusion at the mint, and that chaos can now fund a dream vacation, a new car, or even a life-changing investment. What's even more thrilling is that these valuable 1965 quarters are still out there, sitting unnoticed in piggy banks, tucked away in drawers, and dropped into vending machines every day. You could be holding one right now without even realizing it. That's what makes this coin so captivating, the idea that unimaginable fortune could be hiding in the most ordinary of places. All it takes is a scale, a keen eye, and a little luck to discover whether your 1965 quarter is a jackpot in disguise. Collectors and dealers alike scour through rolls and bags of quarters looking for that elusive 1965 silver strike or pristine high-grade example. And with coin grading services confirming the value of rare specimens, the demand just keeps rising. The market for these coins has exploded in recent years as more people become aware of the potential treasure hiding in their everyday change. Online auctions and coin shows regularly feature 1965 quarters with jaw-dropping price tags, and the bidding wars can get intense when a rare example surfaces. So the next time you find a 1965 Washington quarter, don't spend it. Examine it carefully. Weigh it. Look for signs of silver. Check for mint errors and condition. Because you might just be holding a coin worth thousands of dollars, one that could rewrite your financial future in the blink of an eye. These quarters are more than currency. They're a piece of American minting history, a relic of transition, and a golden opportunity. Don't let this coin slip through your fingers, because it could very well be your ticket to overnight wealth. Next, if you have a 1974 D Washington quarter sitting in your drawer, you might be unknowingly holding onto a small fortune. This isn't just any pocket change. It could be a rare and highly sought-after collector's item that has the power to change your financial fate overnight. Among everyday coins, this one stands out for its potential value that skyrockets well beyond its face worth. It's not just a 25-cent piece anymore. Under the right conditions, it's a jackpot waiting to be discovered. The 1974 D quarter, minted in Denver, might look like every other quarter at first glance, but some unique and rare varieties have made it one of the most valuable modern quarters in coin collecting history. The most prized versions of the 1974 D Washington quarter are those with minting errors and high-grade conditions. A coin with a dramatic off-center strike or a double die error, for instance, can fetch hundreds to thousands of dollars, depending on the severity and clarity of the mistake. One famous example of this coin in near-perfect condition, graded MS-67 by Piece GS, sold for over $3,000 at auction. Yes, that's $3,000 for a coin you might not think twice about spending on gum. These rare coins are not only rare in error, but also rare in top quality. The higher the grade, the higher the price, sometimes unbelievably high. Even a standard 1974 D Washington quarter in brilliant uncirculated condition can demand significant money from collectors today. With a mintage in the hundreds of millions, finding a flawless one is like finding a needle in a haystack. Collectors hunt for coins with sharp strikes, perfect luster, and no scratches or dings, features that can make the coin worth hundreds or more. Coins graded above MS-65 are particularly rare, and those with full mint luster and excellent eye appeal are snatched up quickly in auctions. These are the hidden treasures people ignore daily and unknowingly lose in circulation. But what really pushes the 1974 D quarter into the realm of numismatic gold is the possibility of transitional errors. Some experts speculate that test strikes may have been accidentally done on 40% silver planchets left over from previous years, though confirmed finds are incredibly scarce. Just imagine discovering a 1974 D quarter struck on silver instead of the standard copper nickel. Your fortune could multiply instantly. Such transitional errors can turn a common-looking coin into a six-figure payday. Always be on the lookout and weigh your coins, as silver quarters will weigh slightly more than clad ones. One of the most thrilling things about the 1974 D Washington quarter is that these valuable versions still show up in circulation. People unknowingly spend them, toss them into jars, or drop them into vending machines without a second thought. This is why you must pay close attention to the coins that pass through your hands. A single find could mean a financial windfall. It's happened before. Regular folks have found valuable coins in their change and sold them for thousands of dollars. Yours could be next. Don't fall into the trap of thinking it's just pocket change. Every Washington quarter from 1974 with a D mint mark deserves a second look. If your coin has exceptional shine, sharp details, or unusual characteristics like doubling in the lettering or image, you could be in for a life-changing surprise. Coin collectors are willing to pay top dollar for coins that complete their collection, especially when the coin is rare and high grade or features a minting anomaly. Dealers and auction houses are always on the lookout, so you could turn your lucky coin into fast, big money. So before you spend that old 1974 D Washington quarter on snacks or toss it into the coin jar, take a moment to inspect it. That simple act could be the beginning of your financial breakthrough. Don't let a fortune slip through your fingers disguised as common change. A rare coin like this can take you from zero to thousands in a heartbeat. It's not just a coin, it's a hidden treasure, a forgotten relic of value that could rewrite your future in an instant. Check your quarters, because that little silver ring might just be the sound of destiny knocking at your door. In the world of coin collecting, few discoveries spark as much excitement as the rare and valuable 1977 Washington quarter. This isn't just any coin. This is a piece of hidden treasure that could be sitting quietly in your pocket change or tucked away in an old coin jar, completely unnoticed. The truth is, certain varieties of the 1977 quarter are shockingly valuable in today's market, and collectors are willing to shell out thousands of dollars just to get their hands on one. If you've got a 1977 Washington quarter, don't be quick to spend it, because it might just be your ticket to overnight fortune. While most 1977 quarters were minted in large quantities and are considered common, a select few have errors or conditions that elevate their value to astronomical levels. One of the most sought-after rarities is the 1977 D quarter with a full strike and pristine condition, especially those graded MS67 or higher by PCGS or NGC. These quarters are incredibly scarce because minting technology at the time didn't easily allow such high-grade finishes. A quarter like that can fetch over $1,000 to $3,000 at auction. But that's just the beginning. Some rare die varieties or mint errors, like off-center strikes, double dies, or clipped planchets, can push the value into the five-figure range depending on their condition and eye appeal. Imagine discovering a double die 1977 quarter, where the details in Washington's face or the words, "In God We Trust," appear doubled under magnification. These types of minting mistakes are not only fascinating but incredibly desirable to collectors who specialize in error coins. One documented example with a clear double die obverse was recently valued at more than $7,500, and experts believe even higher sales are possible as interest continues to climb. The key is knowing what to look for. Many of these valuable traits are invisible to the naked eye, but unmistakable under a good magnifying glass. Another incredible factor that skyrockets the price of a 1977 quarter is its condition. Coins that have remained untouched, preserved in mint sets, or found in bank rolls unopened for decades are the real gems. A 1977 quarter in proof-like or uncirculated condition with a brilliant luster and sharp strike can bring in hundreds or even thousands, depending on market demand. A single MS-68 specimen sold at auction for nearly $6,000 due to its flawless appearance. Just think, something that was once worth 25 cents is now worth more than your monthly salary. What's even more thrilling is the possibility of finding one of the rare 1977 quarters with a transitional error. Some believe that experimental strikes were made in error on different metal planchets, possibly left over from previous mint runs. If you stumble across a quarter with an unusual color, weight, or sound when dropped, get it tested, because it could be worth a small fortune. These transitional error coins are like lightning strikes in the world of numismatics, and their value could reach tens of thousands of dollars in the right market. Collectors and investors alike are turning their eyes to coins like the 1977 Washington quarter because the value of rare U.S. coinage has exploded in recent years. With precious metals rising and demand for historic American coins surging, now is the perfect time to dig through your change, revisit old collections, and maybe even hit the flea markets and estate sales. You never know when a seemingly ordinary coin will change your life in a matter of seconds. Don't forget that mint marks matter, too. The Philadelphia No Mint Mark, Denver D, and San Francisco S varieties all carry different levels of value, with the S mint being reserved for proof coins only. If you find a 1977 S-proof quarter with cameo or deep cameo surfaces and flawless presentation, it could command big money. These quarters were never meant for circulation, so finding one in the wild would be a miraculous stroke of luck and potentially a five-figure payday if graded perfectly. So before you drop that 1977 quarter into a vending machine or toss it into a coin jar, take a closer look. Examine its surface. Inspect for any minting anomalies, and consider getting it appraised by a professional. What may appear as ordinary could actually be your golden opportunity. The right 1977 Washington quarter isn't just rare, it's a jackpot in disguise. And for the lucky few who find one, it can change everything overnight. Next, imagine holding a coin that looks like any ordinary quarter, but in reality, it's a hidden treasure worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars. That's the story behind the 1980 D Washington quarter, a coin that can turn your life around if you're lucky enough to find the right one. Minted in Denver, this quarter may seem like pocket change to most, but rare varieties and specific conditions have sent collectors into a frenzy. Some of these coins are now valued so high that people who once overlooked them are now scouring their old jars, purses, and drawers, hoping for a fortune in disguise. The 1980 D Washington quarter is more than just 25 cents. It was part of a crucial transition period in U.S. coinage history where minting errors became more frequent due to increased production demands. Some quarters from this year have astonishing die errors, including off-center strikes, double dies, and clipped planchets. The rarest and most desirable among them is the 1980 D quarter with dramatic double die obverse errors. If the date or the word Liberty appears doubled under magnification, you might just be looking at a coin that could fetch thousands at auction. Condition is king in the world of coin collecting, and this rule absolutely applies to the 1980 D quarter. Coins graded MS 65 or higher by professional grading services such as PCGS or NGC are particularly desirable. A pristine 1980 D quarter in mint state condition can easily be valued at over $500, and in some cases, if the coin has exceptional luster, sharp strikes, and no blemishes, the price can soar past $1,000. These are the coins that collectors go wild for, especially those housed in official graded slabs and certified by experts. What truly elevates the 1980 D quarter to legendary status is the possibility of finding a coin with both rarity and a dramatic error combined. One of the most talked about specimens includes a quarter with a broad strike error, where the coin wasn't properly centered in the collar during striking, giving it a warped, oversized appearance. These errors are highly coveted, and when paired with a Denver mint mark and sharp detailing, their value skyrockets. Some such examples have reportedly sold for over $3,000 depending on appeal and auction demand. Even regular strike coins from this year and mint can be surprisingly valuable if they have been well preserved. Collectors are willing to pay a premium for 1980 D quarters with full strike details, especially in areas like George Washington's hair and the eagle's feathers on the reverse. A nearly perfect example with no post-mint damage can attract fierce bidding wars and auctions, especially when it's one of the best preserved examples known. If you find such a coin, do not spend it. You're holding a sleeper treasure. Let's not forget the role of population reports in increasing the coin's value. If only a few high-grade 1980 D quarters exist in top condition, the rarity factor makes them exponentially more valuable. The fewer coins certified at MS 67 or higher, the more collectors are willing to battle it out to own one. In recent years, some of these quarters have even doubled in value simply because collectors realized how difficult it is to find one that hasn't been banged up in circulation. The most shocking part? People have unknowingly spent these rare coins for bubblegum or snacks, completely unaware of the fortune they just gave away. That's the reality of coin collecting. Your spare change could literally contain a hidden jackpot. The 1980 D quarter is one such coin where a simple glance won't reveal its true worth. You need a trained eye, a magnifier, and a little knowledge. That's all it takes to uncover a piece that could change your financial future overnight. So the next time you find a 1980 D Washington quarter in your change, don't toss it aside. Study it, examine it, and consider having it graded. Because that little coin, if it carries the right error or is in extraordinary condition, could be your golden ticket. A piece of American history that was never meant to be a fortune, but for you just might be. Don't spend it cheap, because it could be the coin that rewrites your destiny. The 1987 Washington quarter might seem like just another pocket change coin to the average person, but don't let appearances deceive you. This particular year holds some extremely valuable hidden treasures that could skyrocket your net worth overnight. Most people spend these coins without a second thought, not realizing that a rare variation of the 1987 quarter could be sitting quietly in their hands, worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars. Yes, you heard that right. One single coin from this year has the potential to transform your financial life in an instant, all because of its rarity, condition, and astonishing mint errors that collectors crave. One of the most valuable versions of the 1987 quarter is the one minted at the Philadelphia Mint, marked by the letter P just above the date. While millions were made, a tiny fraction left the mint with rare and dramatic errors, including off-center strikes, double dies, and clipped planchets. These flaws are like golden tickets in the coin world. A known double die obverse from 1987 shows a strong doubling in the words Liberty and In God We Trust, and such a specimen in mint condition is sold for over $1,500 at auction. That's life-changing money for something most people would spend on a vending machine snack. Another major factor that can make your 1987 quarter a jackpot is its condition. Coins graded MS, 67 or higher by PCGS or NGC are incredibly scarce, and collectors are always on the hunt for pristine examples. A regular-looking 1987 quarter that appears untouched and flawless under magnification could bring in hundreds of dollars, just because of its near-perfect state. In fact, some of the highest auction records have reached close to $2,000 simply based on the coin's grade alone. No errors, just sheer perfection. So before you toss that shiny quarter into a parking meter, take a close look. It could be your ticket to unexpected wealth. But what really stuns collectors are the off-metal error coins from 1987. There are confirmed examples of 1987 quarters struck on nickel planchets or even struck on penny-sized copper blanks. These shocking mistakes almost never make it out of the mint, yet a few did, and now they're worth thousands. One such 1987 quarter, mistakenly struck on a copper penny planchet, fetched nearly $3,000 at a major coin auction. These coins look visually different, lighter in color and weight, but unless you're paying attention, you might never notice, and you could be walking away from a small fortune. Even more mysterious are the no-mint mark 1987 quarters that have been popping up in private collections. While this variety is still under debate among numismatists, some believe these coins were accidentally released without their proper mint designation, which skyrockets their rarity. Combine this with a top-tier grade, and you've got a coin that dealers and collectors will compete aggressively for. These rarities are increasingly hard to find, but if one is discovered in circulation, its value could easily exceed $1,000 and possibly much more in the future as demand increases. Collectors also pay a premium for 1987 quarters that are part of uncirculated mint sets or special government-issued coin rolls that have been preserved for decades. These coins often retain their luster and fine detail, setting them apart from the average circulated quarter. In particular, quarters from sealed mint sets can command significant prices because they often grade higher and are less likely to have nicks or scratches. If you inherited a coin set from a grandparent or picked one up at a yard sale, it's time to give it another look. It might be housing a high-value 1987 gem. The coin market is always evolving, but the buzz surrounding the 1987 Washington quarter continues to grow stronger year after year. As collectors and investors dig deeper into overlooked years, these hidden gems from 1987 are getting snatched up fast. Prices are climbing as availability shrinks, and the excitement around finding one in pocket change is very real. With social media and YouTube fueling the frenzy, stories of lucky finds worth thousands are encouraging more people than ever to check their change. You could be the next success story. All it takes is one lucky coin. So the next time you get a quarter in your hand, especially one dated 1987, don't rush to spend it. Examine it carefully, check for mint errors, test its condition, and weigh it if it seems strange. That small coin could be the very thing that flips your fortune overnight. From rare mint errors to flawless conditions, these quarters are not just old coins, they're secret treasures waiting to be discovered. Keep your eyes open, your coin jar full, and your hopes high, because one of these days, that simple 1987 quarter might just make you rich. Have you ever checked your pocket change and wondered if that ordinary-looking coin could actually be a hidden treasure? Well, brace yourself, because the 1988 Washington quarter might just be your golden ticket to overnight riches. This seemingly common coin has taken the collector world by storm, not for its face value of 25 cents, but for the astonishing prices it can fetch on the market today. Some rare varieties and error versions of the 1988 quarter have sold for hundreds, even thousands of dollars, turning ordinary folks into instant success stories just by spotting the right coin. The key to this coin's shocking value lies in its rare mint errors and die varieties that slipped past inspection at the U.S. Mint. One of the most valuable types is the 1988 P quarter with a double die obverse, where parts of the design, such as the word Liberty or In God We Trust, appear doubled under magnification. Collectors go absolutely wild for such anomalies, and if your 1988 quarter has these traits in high-grade condition, it could easily command upwards of $1,000 at auction. Just imagine finding a single coin that could cover your rent, pay a bill, or even fund a vacation, all from your change jar. Another hot variant is the 1988 D Washington quarter with off-center strikes or misaligned dies. These striking errors give the coin a dramatically distorted appearance, making them extremely rare and desirable to collectors and specialists alike. Some of these misstruck coins have gone for as much as $500 to $1,500, depending on how dramatic the error is and how well it's preserved. If your quarter looks weird or just off, don't dismiss it. Get it checked. It might be one of these fortune changers hiding in plain sight. Even without errors, condition plays a huge role in a 1988 quarter's value. Coins graded MS 67 or higher by PCGS or NGC, especially those with flawless luster, no scratches, and sharp details, are exceptionally scarce. These pristine quarters can fetch hundreds of dollars from serious collectors trying to complete top-tier coin sets. While most circulated quarters from 1988 are worth face value, the uncirculated and high mint state versions are absolute gold mines. And with coin hunting becoming more popular than ever, now is the time to act before prices climb even higher. It gets even better if your quarter happens to be part of a rare mint set or comes with a provenance that links it to an unusual batch or collection. Some collectors pay top dollar for coins with full strike details on Washington's hair and eagle feathers on the reverse, details often lost in lower-grade coins. If you've inherited coin collections from relatives or just love checking through old rolls of coins, pay close attention to every 1988 quarter you find. You might be holding a sleeper gem that's worth 10,000 times its face value. What's absolutely electrifying about this coin is the unpredictability of its value. Every month, auction houses and online marketplaces report staggering prices being paid for rare 1988 Washington quarters. A coin that someone spent without a second thought yesterday could appear in a high-profile auction tomorrow, changing someone's financial situation overnight. These are not just coins anymore, they're lottery tickets in disguise, and only the sharp-eyed and informed will reap the rewards. The truth is, the 1988 Washington quarter has become one of the most underestimated powerhouses in U.S. coinage. With new errors still being discovered and collectors more eager than ever, the value of these coins is only increasing with time. Whether you're a seasoned collector or someone just diving into the coin world, now is the perfect time to hunt for this hidden treasure. And the best part? You don't need to dig through ancient vaults. You just need to check your pockets, your piggy banks, and those forgotten coin jars. So before you spend that 1988 quarter at the vending machine or drop it in a donation jar, stop and take a closer look. You might be holding a key to financial freedom, a tiny piece of metal that could change your life in the blink of an eye. With the right coin and a little bit of knowledge, your spare change could transform into a story of fortune and success. Don't let it slip through your fingers. Your next big break could be in the palm of your hand. In the world of modern coin collecting, few surprises match the thunderstorm of value packed into a rare 1998 Washington quarter. At first glance, this coin looks like any ordinary piece of loose change you'd find in your pocket, but certain rare 1998 quarters are now being auctioned for staggering amounts. These aren't your average 25-cent pieces. They're fortune-holding treasures waiting to be discovered. If you come across one of these in your change jar or tucked away in a drawer, you could be sitting on a small fortune without even knowing it. One of the most valuable variants of the 1998 Washington quarter is the 1998 P experimental planchet quarter. These coins were accidentally struck on the planchets intended for the Sacagawea dollar that would debut in 2000. As a result, they have a golden appearance due to the manganese brass alloy and are slightly heavier than the standard quarter. Only a few examples have ever surfaced, making this error coin a holy grail for collectors. Some of these rare golden-looking 1998 quarters have fetched thousands of dollars at public auctions, with prices ranging from $5,000 to $10,000 and beyond, depending on condition and certification. But it doesn't stop there. Some 1998 quarters also display stunning mint errors that dramatically raise their value. These errors include off-center strikes, double dies, broad strikes, and coins struck on the wrong metal altogether. A 1998 quarter with a noticeable double die error, where elements like Liberty or In God We Trust appear doubled, can bring in several hundred to a few $1,000s. These striking mistakes are not flaws. They're golden tickets that collectors will fight over for a chance to own a rare piece of minting history. Then there's the 1998 S-proof quarters, struck in San Francisco and meant only for collectors. Most of them are fairly common in mirror-like finishes, but ultra-deep cameo examples in perfect PR-70 condition have sold for top dollar. Imagine having one of these perfectly preserved gems tucked inside a proof set you inherited from a relative. Such a coin could be worth hundreds to over $1,000 depending on market demand and certification status. Collectors are willing to pay top dollar for that pristine sparkle that sets these quarters apart from circulation pieces. Another major factor driving the value of the 1998 quarters is their condition, particularly the coins graded by top services like PCGS and NGC. A regular 1998 P or 1998 D Washington quarter in mint state 67 or higher condition is incredibly rare and has fetched as much as $500 to $2,000 at auction due to its near-perfect strike, luster, and absence of contact marks. These are coins that have been carefully preserved since the moment they were minted, and their sharp detail and stunning quality are nothing short of breathtaking. The market for these rare 1998 quarters is hot, with demand skyrocketing as more collectors and investors realize the potential value hiding in plain sight. Every year, more people are joining the hunt, digging through their change and examining their coin collections with a magnifying glass, hoping to strike it rich. If you've got a 1998 quarter sitting in your jar right now, you owe it to yourself to examine it closely, because it could be your one-way ticket to a massive payday. What's most fascinating is how easily these valuable quarters can be overlooked. People have unknowingly spent them on coffee, handed them to toll booths, or lost them in vending machines, completely unaware that they were giving away hundreds or even thousands of dollars.
Don't let that be you.
A simple visit to a coin dealer or a submission to a grading service can unlock the true value of that tiny piece of metal. You're not just holding a coin, you could be holding your future wealth. So before you dismiss that 1998 Washington quarter as pocket change, remember that some versions of this coin have literally changed lives. They've turned ordinary people into overnight success stories. These rare quarters have the power to shift your financial trajectory if you know what to look for. Whether it's the golden experimental strike, a dramatic mint error, or a perfectly preserved proof, this year's quarter has more value than meets the eye. Check your change. It could be your fortune waiting to be found. Next in the world of rare coin collecting, one small, everyday-looking coin from 1991 can flip your reality upside down. Yes, we're talking about the 1991 United States Washington quarter, a coin that many unknowingly let slip through their fingers for face value, yet it holds the power to bring you thousands of dollars in the right market. If you think a quarter can't change your life, think again. Some variations of the 1991 Washington quarter have fetched jaw-dropping amounts at auctions, simply because of rare minting errors, pristine condition, or special collector demand that few people even know exists. One of the main reasons the 1991 Washington quarter can skyrocket in value is due to minting errors that occurred during production. Coins with double dies, off-center strikes, and clipped planchets are considered numismatic gold. A quarter with a double die obverse, where the design appears doubled, especially around the words, "In God We Trust," or the date, has sold for well over $3,000. These types of errors are unintentional, but collectors pay top dollar for them due to their rarity and visual uniqueness. If you ever spot doubling on the lettering or numbers, don't spend that quarter, get it appraised immediately. Another game-changing variation is the rare 1990 one quarter struck on the wrong planchet. Imagine a Washington quarter accidentally struck on a dime or foreign coin blink. These striking anomalies are exceptionally rare, but do exist. One known 1991 quarter was minted on a 5-cent planchet and sold for more than $4,500 at auction. These errors are often lighter than normal quarters or have incomplete designs because the blank was the wrong size. Always weigh and inspect your coins, because one slip-up at the mint could be your jackpot. Condition is everything in the coin world, and the 1991 Washington quarter is no exception. Coins graded MS-67 or higher by professional services like PCGS or NGC can command astronomical values simply due to their flawless surfaces. The sharpness of the strike, the lack of scratches or wear, and the brilliant luster can mean the difference between 25 cents and $1,000. A perfect 1991 quarter in mint state condition once sold for nearly $1,200, and that's with no mint error at all. It's proof that perfection can pay. Collectors also hunt for the elusive, proof-like quarters from 1991, which were never officially released for circulation. These coins exhibit mirror-like surfaces and sharp details that stand out dramatically from standard business strike quarters. If you stumble upon a quarter that has deep, glossy fields and frosted images, you might be holding a specimen worth several $100s or more. Even circulated examples that retain proof-like qualities are incredibly desirable and can change your entire perception of pocket change. Another factor that drives up the value of the 1991 Washington quarter is its low surviving population in high grades. While millions were minted, very few were preserved in pristine condition by the public. Most 1991 quarters entered circulation immediately and saw decades of wear. That's why finding one in a high mint state grade or with an error becomes such a big deal. It's a coin that has not only survived time, but also beat the odds. And that rarity is what collectors are willing to pay big money for. Don't overlook the D, mint mark from Denver, or the P from Philadelphia. Each has its own treasure chest of surprises. Some of the most valuable 1991 quarters have come from the Denver Mint, with superior striking quality and rarer mint errors. But the Philadelphia mint coins are more prone to die cracks and die deterioration doubling, which may not be major minting errors, but still attract strong collector interest and premium prices. Either way, both mint marks have the potential to fatten your wallet overnight. So before you toss that 1991 Washington quarter into a vending machine or leave it as a tip, think twice. You might be giving away a coin worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars. Look closely at the date, the condition, the edges, and the details, because a simple error or a mint state finish could be the ticket to a fortune. In the thrilling world of coin collecting, this small piece of metal could turn you from a casual spender into a lucky owner of a priceless American artifact. Your fortune might just be hiding in plain sight, jingling in your pocket. Next in the world of coin collecting, there are few things as electrifying as stumbling upon a seemingly ordinary coin that turns out to be worth a small fortune. And today, we're talking about the 1994 Washington quarter. Yes, that simple 25-cent coin you might just have rattling around in your pocket change. But don't be fooled by its modest appearance. There are rare varieties and error versions of the 1994 Washington quarter that have sold for hundreds and even thousands of dollars at auction. Some lucky finders have turned a single coin into a life-changing discovery. If you're holding on to a 1994 quarter, it's time to take a closer look, because it might just be your golden ticket. The most valuable 1994 Washington quarters are not just your average mintage coins. They are extraordinary due to rare mint errors, pristine condition, or unusual variations. For instance, a 1994 quarter with a dramatic double die obverse, where the design appears slightly doubled due to a minting mishap, can fetch massive premiums. These kinds of errors are highly prized by collectors and can be valued in the thousands depending on severity and clarity. Even minor doubling on Liberty or In God We Trust can significantly boost its worth. If you spot this doubling under a magnifying glass, don't spend that coin. It's worth a professional appraisal. Another incredibly rare and valuable version of the 1994 quarter includes those struck on the wrong planchet. In some rare cases, these quarters were mistakenly struck on dime planchets or even on foreign coin blanks. That kind of mint error instantly transforms a regular 25-cent coin into a jaw-dropping collector's item. Some of these mistake coins have sold at auction for more than $2,000. Just imagine walking around with what seems like pocket change that could actually pay off a few months' rent, or more. Condition is king when it comes to coin collecting, and uncirculated or high-grade 1994 Washington quarters graded MS-67 or above are shockingly valuable. Coins that were preserved in pristine condition, without any scratches, dings, or wear from circulation, can skyrocket in value. One MS-67 Plus graded 1994 quarter recently sold for over $1,500 at auction. If you think your 1994 quarter is in excellent condition, it's worth getting it graded. You might be sitting on a hidden treasure you never expected. Even the smallest difference in mint marks can make a huge impact. Quarters from 1994 were minted in Philadelphia, no mint mark, Denver, D, and San Francisco, S. While most circulated quarters came from Philly or Denver, the San Francisco mint struck special proof versions. And while standard proof coins are common, error proofs such as off-center strikes, missing layers, or cameo contrast issues are extremely rare and valuable. A 1994 S-proof quarter with a dramatic mint error could be worth well over $1,000 in today's market, possibly more if it's in pristine condition. Collectors also hunt for full strike details, especially in coins from the Denver Mint. The 1994 D quarters often suffered from weaker strikes, so a fully struck coin with sharp details on Washington's hair, the eagle's feathers, and the lettering can bring in top dollar. Combined with a high grade, these strong strike coins are hot commodities at major auctions and among die-hard numismatists. Even casual collectors are now scanning their change in hopes of finding one that stands out from the rest. It's not just coin shops or online forums where people are cashing in. Auctions like Heritage Auctions and eBay have seen bidding wars erupt over rare 1994 quarters. People who once thought they had nothing special found themselves walking away with thousands of dollars after a single coin sale. This is not a myth, it's a reality. Stories of lucky owners selling a 25-cent piece for the price of a used car are flooding collector communities and changing people's lives overnight. So before you toss that 1994 Washington quarter into a vending machine or parking meter, pause and inspect it carefully. That humble little coin might be worth a fortune. Whether it's an error coin, a rare proof, or a flawless high-grade strike, you could be holding something extremely rare and incredibly valuable. Don't make the mistake of spending it for a snack when it could be your golden goose. Check your change, because one lucky quarter could be your ticket to instant wealth and a story you'll be telling for the rest of your life.